Self-improvement promotes a lot of growth, but I feel as if there's a group of people and some people that are just on self-improvement that don't understand the difference between growth and change. Growth is growing as a person and growth is a good thing. But there's also people that are changing to try and fit into a group of people or try and get certain results, and they feel like they need to be a certain way or they do need to be a certain way is not necessarily how they are as people. I experienced this myself, so let me quickly explain my journey and my story on this. So I started self-improvement and things were going great. I was growing as a person. There was a lot of positive things in my life that was happening, and I could also identify this myself. I could also see it, and I was very happy. But the further I got into it and the desire to leave my 9 to 5 was growing, and I seen the people I was friends with at the time, and I still get along with them now. We haven't fallen out at all. The people I was chilling with, I seen that they were leaving their 9 to 5s, and there were at this moment in time there was a lot of people around me talking bad about the 9 to 5. So I wanted to leave my 9 to 5 anyway before I even met these guys. But this sort of just fed into what I wanted to do. And I was looking at my job like, nah, like, yeah, this is all the worst thing in the world. This is terrible. And I started to really just not enjoy my life, sort of hate it. And definitely I was hating my job. And then I've never done anything bad, but I started doing things that just didn't align with my morals and my values. Like, deep down, I knew the side hustles I was doing at the time, which was appointment setting, where, in short, you just book calls for business owners. The act of doing that is to send hundreds of messages a day to, leads and people that fit into the category of whatever business it is. Could be, personal brand or showing people how to grow an Instagram page, whatever it is. So I was sending out all these messages, and in the back of my mind, I knew that I didn't really enjoy it. Like, I didn't dislike it, but I wasn't passionate about it. And I was there like, oh, this isn't like really me. Like, every time someone would ask me and my family like what I was doing, I'd sort of be there like, oh yeah, I book calls to business owners. And when you say that, it sounds like a really good thing, but what you're basically just cold calling. That's what it is, modernized cold calling, but you're doing it through Instagram DMs or whatever app it is you use. The people that knock on your door trying to sell you something, it's literally that, but you don't have to close the sale, nothing like that. And yeah, like in the back of my mind, I knew that it wasn't really me. It didn't fit me, but I was very far into this journey, and I was investing money, a lot of time. Years of my time I was invested, and I was good at it. I was making good money through doing this. Not enough to leave my 9 to 5, and I'll be honest, I wasn't consistent, but it was going all right. So all of these things sort of kept me from leaving, and I didn't know what else I was going to do at the time. You get to a point in self-improvement, and when you're shaping yourself, whatever journey it is that you're on, but this is applies for self-improvement, you rewire your brain so much that it's hard to go back. It's not unhealthy, like it's not an addiction or nothing like that, but like all you know is hard work. When you've been grinding 24/7, you go to work, you go to the gym, you come home, more work. It's hard to just sit on your bed and do nothing. But yeah, I didn't know what to do after that, so I continued with it. It wasn't bad, it wasn't illegal, nothing like that. And then I got to the point where I had an idea of starting YouTube content like this, but I didn't. Again, I was like, YouTube, like that's really hard. And then my head was like, is it better just to do this and make money, or post content and not make any money for potentially a long time? But yeah, a few things happened. I didn't really like the people in the space. None of the people I was socializing with, but a lot of the people that I was representing the space. So I left. And it was definitely a blessing, coming across these, arrogant people. And yeah, the whole point I'm trying to make with that story is I wasn't growing, I was just trying to escape my situation because I wasn't satisfied. People around me looked like they were absolutely killing it, and they probably are, to be fair to them. So I felt like I had to do the same, follow the same path, because I've been speaking to these guys for over 2 years now. I need to sort of follow suit and keep up. But I was probably doing more harm than good come the end of it, because I got to a point where I wouldn't say the growth was stagnant. I was still improving, had a very good routine, but the work that I was doing to get these results, it wasn't good for me. And I was trying to escape my situation rather than just continue to grow as a person. And it's an easy trap to fall into, because you do get into a routine and a lot of messages, mixed, messages on there, working a job and, being young and successful. There's a lot of pressure nowadays in the world to do well, especially at a young age. You have a lot of, young streamers that are, doing crazy things at the age of, 18, 19, 20, 21. So naturally, when you're on this journey, you don't compare yourself to the people that are just maybe working a job, working a 9 to 5, doing whatever. You compare yourself to the people that are in the same field as you. And that can, again, lead you into this bad sort of spiral. And you do start to do things that are not necessarily you as a person, don't really align with your values or whatever. And also, you start doing things that are easy to try and gain that quick, easy success, so you can show people like, oh yeah, like, look at me, I made this much money from doing this. A lot of the time, there's no longevity in these side hustles. It is, sadly, just a trend. Sorry to break it to you guys, but it is true. Unless you do something more than just, sending messages, because man, like, you don't want to be 40 years old sending DMs. That's the point I'm trying to make. And maybe you guys don't even do that, but for my sake, what I was doing at the time, and people won't tell you that you're trying to, that you're not growing as a person. You're just sort of floating around, escaping your situation, because it's not really their job to do so, and you need to recognize it for yourself. And if you don't recognize it, the path of self-improvement is gonna be there's gonna cause you a lot more harm in your life than it is good. And as I've made a video before saying that, be on the right side of self-improvement, because there are two paths, and young people, they're trying to give advice. I know I'm young myself, so kind of contradicting, but they're trying to give advice in things that they're not qualified in. Like, they're trying to tell people to quit their jobs, but your situations may not be the same. Your values and your morals may not be the same. So just stick on your own path. Come to your own decisions. Don't take everyone's words so literally, or don't be inspired by people, but ultimately be your own person, is what I'm trying to say.